Welcome back to Bountiful Gardens. Those April showers are a bit late this week, but that's not stopping these May flowers from blooming up a storm. There are buds bursting open by the minute right now, and it can be very hard not to miss some of them. Fortunately, we're here to keep you up to date with our floral report. In this video, we'll be diving into 3 more gorgeous plants that are just begging for a place in your landscape: Crabapples, lilacs, and flowering dogwoods. First up is a classic spring favorite. Let's take a look at crabapples.
Crabapples are a beautiful ornamental tree for the springtime. They come in shades of pinks, whites, and even red colors. At maturity, most crabapples are about 15 to 20 feet tall, though there are some cultivars that can be in the 5 to 8 foot range at maturity. Crabapples in general handle partial sun to full sun, though they flower best in full sun. What's so great about crabapples is they provide multi-seasonal interest in the garden. They typically flower for about 3 to 4 weeks in April, and after they're done flowering, they produce this tiny cherry-like fruit that matures in midsummer that gets hues of reds and pinks to it. They're beloved by migrating bird species, so they're great if you want to attract some birds into the garden. After the fruit has matured and the birds have enjoyed a wonderful feast, they'll produce a beautiful fall color ranging in brilliant colors of yellow, orange, and red. Though crabapples are drought tolerant at maturity, it is really important to make sure that you give them a well-draining soil that doesn't get too dry, and to give them supplemental water when we do experience long-term droughts.
Crabapple fruits are edible, and they're very high in vitamin C, but they're a little tart, so they're best used in things like applesauce, baking, pressing, and fermenting. And did you know that our standard apples are actually domesticated versions of crabapples? There are over 1,000 varieties of crabapples, and their domestication began 4,000 to 10,000 years ago. Now, how about them crabapples? Bursting with blossoms and glowing with color, it's no wonder why crabapples are one of the most popular flowering trees in the world. Up next is a contender for the most fragrant and fantastic bloom of the season. That's right, we're talking lilacs.
Lilacs, in my opinion, are one of the most quintessential flowering plants of the springtime, known for their beautiful purple, white, or pink blooms and their wonderful aroma. Lilacs can handle part sun, however, they look and do their best in full sun. You will also get a lot more flowers if you give them 6+ hours of light. Lilacs prefer moist, well-draining soil. They can handle drying out a little bit, but they don't want to get too dry. This flowering shrub comes in a variety of different shapes and sizes. We have Miss Kim, which normally gets about 5 to 8 feet tall and wide, and it is on the dwarf side for a lilac. We also have varieties such as Old Fashioned and Yankee Doodle, which normally get up to 15 feet tall when they're happy. Lilacs usually have an upright habit, meaning that they're a little bit taller than they are wide, so they do better in the back of a bed. They also do well right by a window where you can let that sweet, sweet fragrance in.
Lilac flowers are used in aromatherapy for relaxation, but did you also know that their flowers are edible and are commonly used to make things like lilac sugar and lilac syrup? Lilacs come in hundreds of varieties, so you're sure to find one that's perfect for your landscape. Not only do these add a beautiful scent to your yard, but they also function perfectly as a cut flower and are quite long-lasting, and they're great for bringing that beautiful fragrance into your home. A lilac fun fact is that they are in the olive family, and they can live for over 100 years. Mother's Day is this coming Sunday. And if you're looking for the perfect fragrant floral gift that'll last for generations to come, I recommend lilac. No spring garden is complete without the sweet scent of lilacs. And fortunately, we've got plenty of varieties to choose from here at Bountiful Gardens. Wrapping up our deep dive is this phenomenal native tree, beloved for its upward-facing blossoms that catch eyes from down the street. Let me introduce to you the flowering dogwood.
Flowering dogwoods are one of my favorite native trees. They have these beautiful white-pink flowers in the springtime, and they usually last for about a month. When they're done flowering, the center will turn into this beautiful red berry that usually ripens in mid to late summer. And then they're one of the first trees to get beautiful fall color, usually in September, getting maroon and purple hues. Being a native tree, they're super important for supporting our local wildlife such as our birds and native bee species. Unlike the Kusa dogwood, flowering dogwood actually appreciates a good amount of shade. They do flower best in full to partial shade, so they're a great tree to plant under other trees or in that very shady spot in your garden. Dogwoods prefer moist, well-draining soil. However, they can handle drying out from time to time as long as they don't have long periods of drought. Dogwoods are a very slow-growing tree, so they're a great tree to put in a shady spot if you don't have a lot of space, as they're easy to prune and keep small in time. There are popular varieties like Cloud9 and Venus that typically have a nice cream to white color. There are also varieties like Celestial, Cherokee Brave, and Cherokee Princess that get blush pink to pink flowers.
Dogwoods are the state memorial tree for New Jersey. This means that they're planted to honor those who served in our armed forces. Something that you may not know about dogwood flowers is that they are actually 4 bracts with a center flower cluster. And this flower cluster is what produces those berries that Dan mentioned that our birds love so much. Dogwoods have been used as medicine by Native Americans for thousands of years. They are known to reduce fever, provide pain relief, and relieve headaches. The most common use is through a dogwood bark tea. Just like the magnolias that we discussed last week, dogwoods are also an ancient tree, having been around since the dinosaurs roamed the earth. With their signature 4-petaled blossoms and their delicate and dependable growing form, flowering dogwoods are some of the best small trees to add to your landscape. This is one of the most exciting times of year to be out in your garden. There's life and color everywhere you look, and many more buds and blossoms to come. And you can find them all at our Ewing and Hillsborough locations. Thanks for watching this week's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, leave a comment down below, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thanks again, and happy gardening!